What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So much going on. It is the Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog Brandon Harper. I'm Rob Jenners. From another room in the house is seven-time NBA champion Robert Ory. I don't know how to feel about this, but I'm going to roll with it.
I know. I'm in the TV room.
You're in the TV room.
Yeah.
You got some nice hardware in the TV room, too, by the way. What's on the shelves behind you and stuff? Yeah. You got couple Larios back there?
Well, it's just a little miniature ones.
Little mini Larios. I like it.
Yeah, I can't afford the big Larios. And people go like, you made millions of dollars. You can't afford. That motherfuckers are like $200,000 a piece.
Are they really that expensive?
Yes.
Oh,
they're Tiffany.
So I didn't even know you could buy a real full-size Lario. Goes to show
you can buy it. You can buy one. I know they think in the NBA and thinking money, like it's a different era. Those guys make way more money than we make, so they might be able to buy one or two.
So if you want one, or in your case multiple, you can't get one or at a discounted rate. Or so like you did the hard work of actually playing
you
on
actually
the court to win one.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to understand.
No, you can buy one, but they ain't gonna give you no discount. It's Tiffany, man. Come on now.
Look, I get it was Tiffany. I know it's Tiffany. I care if it was Veronica.
Yeah.
I want a discounted rate.
10%. Something.
Do you see? Just take your rings with you. If they don't know your face, take your rings with you.
Yeah, really.
Hey, I you know what? I would love to have one, just one. So
that would be nice. That would be nice to have one.
Mm-hmm.
What other hardware do you have? Do you have anything from besides your rings?
I have
you got the mini
two
Larry
Emmys. Two Emmys.
Gets Emmys up there. That's nice.
And then I have a what's that thing when you win for a commercial?
Mercury?
Is it a Webby?
A Webby?
A Webby?
It's something.
Mercury's radio. Yeah.
I don't know what that thing is, but I want something for a commercial.
I want some shit. I don't even know what it is. It's an embarrassment of riches that is your life. I don't know. I want something. Oscar or some shit. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
All right.
So, it's actually weird because those are really heavy.
Which ones? The
Emmys?
The Emmys?
The Emmys.
I have one at the house. I won one with Shaquille back in 2017 for something for Spectrum.
Were you shocked at how heavy it was?
They're chunky, man. Like they're heavier than you anticipate them being.
Yeah,
and,
they're good. They're good doorstops.
Oh yeah, there you go. Use Miami as a doorstop. That's great. That's like when I went to Shaq's house and I found his 3 Finals MVPs trophies on the floor of his closet. Not even like just on the floor of the closet.
Hey, now that to me. Shit, that'd be right when you come through my front door. I'll build a case.
Yeah.
Bam.
Wow. Yeah, he keeps them on the floor of his closet.
Yeah, but
that means you got too much shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a lot of.
He's also got like 15 Emmys though from all the TNT years and stuff though. I mean, they have. It's an embarrassment how much to the point where when his came to the radio station, he didn't want to bring it home because I got nowhere to put it. You got nowhere to put another Emmy. I got too many Emmys. Oh my god. Okay, fine. So be it. So, well,
it's just funny when they give you those Emmys too. He's like, "Well, damn, I got an Emmy."
Yeah, you get to say Emmy winner.
Amazing.
Emmy winner Robert Ory. I like it. Emmy winner Robert Jenners. Participant Brandon Harper. You know what I mean? Don't shake your head at me. All right. Well, if you're on our YouTube channel, by the way, if you're just listening to the audio podcast, go check out the YouTube because you can see Rob's hardware all behind him, stacked up in the TV room as we talk about it. Well, do you want to start with what happened last night?
Might as well get it out of the way.
Because my goodness, and now for as long as I've ever been a fan of the NBA, there has been the NBA draft lottery is rigged conspiracy, right? Like that, it's been a storyline forever, for as long as I can remember, dating back to the very first one. And the cold envelope and all that shit. Like, as long as I've been a fan of the league, this has been a thing. And then here we are last night. The Mavericks have, I think it was a 1.4% chance of getting the number one pick. And sure enough, there you go. It gets pulled, and the Mavericks get the number 1 pick in the NBA draft lottery, and arguably will have Cooper Flagg if they decide not to trade that pick, which is the other wild conversation going on today. Now, if you want to set the city of Dallas on fire, like straight burn the place to the ground, have Nico go ahead and trade the number 1 pick away to try and get some assets. Oh, God, they'll light that place on fire.
It depends on who they get.
They're going to trade the pick back to L.A.
Oh, don't
and get
no.
Luka back.
Yeah, get Luka back. Oh, my God. What a debacle. What an absolute debacle that would be. So the Mavericks get it. Let me see here. I wrote a bunch of stuff down here. Here's the thing. So Nico makes, now I have to admit there's some very suspect things here. Nico makes what we've joked about being one of the worst trades ever. In the dark of the night, no other teams involved. Then they tank, injuries, problems, the Mavericks. They fall back into the lottery to get the number 1 pick. So everyone is screaming, "Oh my goodness. Did this happen on purpose? Like did Adam tell him, "Hey, if you go ahead and trade Luka to LA, don't involve anybody else in this. We get the Lakers to get back on, and then you guys can get the number 1 pick." That's the big conspiracy now.
I don't. It's weird because they want to do conspiracy. Like I can understand the Houston one with Dream, the LeBron one in Cleveland, even the Patrick one in New York. But this one, I just think it's no conspiracy. This because it's not. Cooper Flagg's not from Dallas.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Cooper Flagg.
And I don't think that. I think the point was the Mavericks traded away a franchise player. And let me read this one too real quick before you continue on. Props to whoever tweeted, replacing Luka with Cooper Flagg is exactly what the tariffs were meant to do. I don't know who tweeted that last night, but I retweeted that with just a round of applause because
was fun. That's funny.
But he's not from Dallas, but it's just God. For all of the firestorm that is around the Dallas Mavericks because of what happened. For this to happen. It just screams like, collusion. Yeah. And I agree with you. I don't necessarily think it was rigged. I really don't.
Yeah.
But the coincidence there of this happening the way it happened is just, it stinks.
Because if it was rigged, think about it. Who better than Charlotte to get that pick? He goes to Duke. He's still in North Carolina. He's familiar with the area. So look, boom. But so I throw all that conspiracy. It's just luck of the draw.
Yeah, but I think even if it went to Charlotte, I don't think it's more so rigged than it would be just a very, very interesting because now he don't have to move. So because Charlotte's already a bad team. So it's not like he went to Charlotte and Charlotte has had consecutive really good seasons and you're adding another talented piece. With the Mavs, you're looking at, depending on, obviously you still have Kyrie coming off the injury, depending on what he looks like. Kyrie, Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, and all those other slew of big men that you have.
Klay Thompson.
I'm pretty sure some moves.
Gafford.
Yeah, Klay Thompson. Yep.
Lively. I mean,
I'm pretty sure some moves are going to be made this offseason. Some things are going to be, shifted around as we always do in the summertime with the NBA. But he's going to a team that is fresh off making the Western Conference Finals a couple of seasons ago.
What's funny is like I think when I thought about him going to Dallas, and I'm not Cooper Flagg was way better than what I was. I'm trying to think of like when I went to Houston, I'm like, fuck, I just went to a playoff team that just happened to have a bad season, And it's a big difference where you like think about the last number 1 pick. You go to a terrible team. It's no offense,
You're just throwing rocks at the Hawks, man. Jeez,
I know, no offense, Hawks. And let's just go to the second pick. Would you rather be in Dallas, would be in Utah, or you'd be in DC? Those two teams, you ain't gonna win by 5 or 6 years. At least for Dallas, you're gonna win maybe next year or the year after that, but you're gonna win. So right now you like, yes, because you get a chance to win. And as an athlete, you get paid a lot of money to play a sport, but when you fucking losing, you feel like shit.
Oh, no one wants to play for a bad team.
Like this.
No one wants to play. I can't imagine anybody is excited to go play for the Washington Wizards right now. That's not a shot at the Wizards, but they're horrible. But for Wizards fans, you just watched your team lose, what, like 60 games and get the 5th pick? What are you doing? So this is the one from Field Yates that threw me. Since the NBA changed its lottery system in 2019, the team with the league's worst record has never won the lottery and picked first overall. It makes the 3rd straight year that the team with the league's worst record will pick 5th.
Oh, I didn't know that.
How about that?
Yeah, I heard about that this morning.
That's interesting right there. So, because it's so weird because those are the teams that need the most help.
Yes. And that's,
So,
that's sort of what the lottery system was designed to do, was to help the teams that need the most help.
Yeah, but the problem with that, as we all know, the teams who tend to need the most help, knowing that they have a better chance of getting that, tend to tank. And that's the thing that Adam Silver and that's the thing that Davis, all of those guys wanted to get away from teams purposely
tanking to get the
taking
top
in
pick.
the season halfway. Oh, we know we're bad. Let's take in. Let's tank to try to get a better chance of getting the number 1 pick. And Adam Silver and them guys like, no. We're gonna change this up because if you're going to become a better team, you have to find ways. If you get the number 1 pick, cool. But there are other ways in which you can try to become a better team. And I'm gonna need you all to try to utilize those other options other than just tanking.
So who was the last team with the worst record to get the number 1 pick? San Antonio?
Good question. That's a good guess.
Were they when they took Wemby, were they the worst team?
I don't think so.
I'm thinking Tim Duncan. That's how far I'm going back.
No, what about what was it New Orleans?
Did they have the worst record when they picked Zion?
Ooh, they might have.
Because they traded away AD, then picked Zion.
Let's see.
And when they drafted AD, did they have the worst record?
Probably.
In 2012.
Yeah, you're gonna have to really go back here.
Yeah.
It's just
We'll get that for the next show.
yeah. This is gonna require some homework, more than a quick Google search, because Google's just like, I don't know what you're looking for here. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to. But it just showed me the last like 6 or 7 years, and none of those teams were the worst teams in the league to get the number 1 pick. They were the 5th worst, 6th worst, 3rd worst. So none of those.
I think about even when I was years when I was in the league, you the worst team, you most definitely got the best pick. You think about Shaq, Big Dog, it was who else was went to the worst team? Even though KD didn't go to the worst team, went to a worst team in OKC and stuff like that. But it was Seattle at the time. But because I'm just going to bypass that Greg Oden.
Yeah, I was going to say Greg Oden was the Portland, right? Yeah,
he was the number 1 pick, But
I'm going to give you this one too, since we're just talking about it. I'm just going to put this in here. The Cavs won the draft lottery immediately after LeBron left. The Pelicans won the draft lottery immediately after the Chris Paul trade. The Pelicans won the draft lottery again immediately after the Anthony Davis trade, and the Mavs win it immediately after the Luka trade. So those things, when you line them up and you put all these things on the table, you go, I don't think this is rigged, but holy crap, this stinks. You know what I mean? Like, the more you really look at it, the more you're like, well, damn, maybe there's a case here because...
So you know what's going to happen, right?
What's up?
Let Milwaukee trade Giannis.
We're going to get to that.
Oh, the Milwaukee going to trade Giannis.
Well, let's get to it now then. Screw putting that one off. That was the other big thing this week was the whole the report from Shams, I think. Giannis is open to exploring options outside of Milwaukee. That's not Giannis wants a trade. They're going to move him. But, of course, that spins up everybody's trade wheels now. And everybody's go, okay, what can we offer? What can we move? What can we make happen? And there you go. Now Giannis is in the middle of every trade rumor in the NBA.
Lakers, put Luke on the table.
It's so funny when I look at, sometimes I go down that rabbit hole and I say, okay, would I do that trade if Milwaukee, and like a lot of times people, you need to do this, this, and it's like, I think sometimes you forget, it got to be some players that the team want. And they throw a lot of players, like, I don't want that crap for Giannis. That's going backwards, And people just think, oh, we're going to match the money up. Like, you got to give me some shit. And out of all the ones I've seen, the only one that I say, okay, I would do was the one that they did the scenario with Houston, because Houston gives up Jalen, Jabari, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm like, see, now this is the only one, because now you give me 3 or 4 players that's fucking talented compared to like one talented player and a bunch of fucking bench players that I don't know that I ain't gonna never play.
And it's not even about talent too. A lot of times, it's just about who's got the money. You know what I mean? It might not even
and
be
the
a
Rockets,
good player, but it's like, no, his contract fits, so we're going to put him in the deal.
And the Rockets got a lot of picks too.
Yeah,
so
they do.
So don't be shocked if the Rockets end up getting Giannis, because it's a huge Greek population in Houston, and Giannis know a bunch of people in Houston. So don't be surprised if Houston's the one like, oh, bye Jalen, bye Jabari, come on in here.
We'll see you on the flip. The Windhorst is saying that it's looking Spurs and Rockets were the two top teams that have enough to make this work, and teams that are going to be contention. New York media is screaming that the Nets are ready to pounce on him. Sure, why not? And then
if the Spurs land Giannis,
without having to give up
getting to the rim.
No,
there is nobody getting to that rim.
That's going to be a problem for a lot of people.
That's SWAT City.
That's going to be a lot of problem for a lot of people. And then here was the Lakers spin on X. Good for him for tagging the Bucks in this. If you trade your franchise player to the Lakers, you're guaranteed the number one pick at Bucks, which I enjoyed thoroughly. Made me have it. Here was the trade proposed by Yahoo Sports. Lakers receive Giannis. Bucks get AR, Rui, Vando, Dalton Connect, the 2031 first pick, and the 2026 first round swap. So 2 picks with Rui, AR, Vando, and Westside Connect.
That's not enough.
That was Yahoo's proposition trade to see if they could make it work.
Any trade, my thing is, if I'm going to trade for Giannis, I'm starting with Luka. Me personally,
well, obviously, but they're going to do everything they can to package everything to not have to move, so they can get those two guys together.
You're not going to be able to. Milwaukee's not dumb; they know what they got, and they know what Giannis is worth, and they know that Giannis is still in his prime. And I know if I'm the Lakers, I want to try to hold on to Luka. Obviously, you want to do what's best for your side, but I don't think any offer is going to start without Luka. Honestly.
For me, I just think to me, when you got a team that's starting over, let's say it's Milwaukee starting over, you can't start over with a bunch of young players that are said talented potential. You got to start over with a player like a Luka and hope that people can come in and say, okay, I'll play with Luka. Because Luka is difficult to play with. I don't care what nobody fucking say. Unless you're big that can play above the rim, that's the only guy that can play with Luka. You know, he dominates the ball a lot. He's stuck in his ways where he gets texts. He gets up off the floor slowly. He doesn't get on defense. So those are a lot of things that irritate vets, because vets are the ones that know we can't have that shit when we're trying to win, because one, you just causes a basket on the other end, which is very important in the crucial situation. 2, you can't call a tech to stop our momentum or something because you got mad because of foul. And 3, you can't, you call it Luka Magic because he's a magician. He's going to douse you with 50 points, but he's going to give up 48. And you can't do that. And so it might work every once in a while, but when you get to the playoffs and you get to the teams that are smart and know how to play, it's going to bite you in the butt.
And don't get me wrong. Look, we sit up here and have these hypothetical trade situations, and we talk about, putting Luka out there when he's ain't even been with the Lakers for a full season yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it to you like this. I say that knowing that I would not just trade Luka for anybody. Like, it's only very few players in the league that I would get off Luka for. And Giannis is one of them. So everybody talking about, I know people are going to sit up here and say, oh, no, y'all want to trade Luka already. When on the other end is Giannis.
Giannis? Yeah, exactly.
It's only 2 players. There's only 2 players in the league I would trade Luka for right now. That's Giannis and Joker. Everybody else, I'm Joker. Good.
Okay.
Because it definitely ain't Tatum.
Well,
oh Lord, you had to bring up.
Yeah, I was
going to
say, man, you came in with a shot. I mean, prayers up to Tatum. I hope he's okay. Yeah. He's getting an MRI today. It didn't look great. The way
that's an Achilles.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because, man, I watched Kobe Bryant shoot 2 free throws on an Achilles, and Tatum couldn't even get up.
Well, everybody's different. Everybody ain't got it, but see, everybody's different.
Yeah, but even with Dame just sat there, because they say when your Achilles, it doesn't hurt like his. He looked like something else. If you watch it in slow-mo,
physical
his
pain.
Ankle kind of does some kind of funny, man, kind of funky in it. And I'm like, did he tear ligaments in his ankle too and pop his Achilles? Because it didn't look right. And so I was like, So I hope he's healthy, but it's just, let's just say New York's going to the Eastern Conference Finals now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if there is another road for Boston at this place. Knicks go up 3-1 last night. Obviously, we talked about Tatum. I will tell you that ESPN pretty much set this thing up from the go for the Knicks to win because every single expert they have, every one of them, Tim McMahon, Ramon Shelburne, George Sedano, Jamal Collier, Marcus Spears, Jeremy Wu, Kevin Pelton, Jerry Bremby, Chris Herring, Andre Snellings, and Dave McMenamin all picked Boston. They all picked the Celtics. Not one ESPN NBA expert picked the Knicks. Now, I picked Boston too, so I'm going to put myself in there. I picked Boston as well. But
let's not forget about the Mr. ESPN himself, Mr. New York, but I took Boston in this series, Mr. Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, who was on the sideline with Spike, hugging and high-fiving and everything like that. And I said, look, I know he's a New Yorker, and I know he went with his head when it came to picking a winner in that series. But it sure does look interesting as you being Mr. New York and Mr. ESPN, and you pick Boston to win this series. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's so weird when you look at this series, and I'm looking at, outside of the Tatum injury and outside of Brown not showing up, it's been very disappointing to me in this series.
Who was that?
Porzingis.
I thought so.
He has been I seen him go to the hole the other day so damn soft. I'm like, dude, you fucking 7 feet. Put that shit back and dunk on somebody. He went in like he didn't want to jump, like, I'm going to lay it in. Like, you scared that you're going to get hit in the fucking head again and get opened up again. I'm like, he just plays so fucking soft, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? No wonder New York got rid of you because you ain't gritty and grimy.
And I'll tell you what, it's hard for me when you blow 2 20-point leads at home. For me, there's no road back from that. And after the second one, I was like, that's it. They're done. They're cooked. And that was before the Tatum injury. That was before any of this.
Yeah.
It was like you should have won both of those games. And this series should have been a whole different – it should have been a whole different thing.
Because you might be able to win one game without Tatum.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean,
now
if Jalen shows up, if White shows up, if – you know what I mean? If everybody,
but now you got to win 3.
In a row with no wiggle room. I don't. That's just going to be tough. Here's the stat of the series for me: fourth quarter points through the first 10 games of any NBA playoff series since 1997. 2008, Kobe Bryant had 99 points through 10 games. 2023, Steph had 99. 2001, Kobe 100 points. 2003, Kobe 100 points. 2025, Jalen Brunson 102 points through the first 10 games of a postseason series. So holy shit. If that Jalen Brunson is showing up big when it counts.
I mean, I'm gonna say something too. We gonna look at that, but you know what I feel bad for on the New York Knicks.
Mitchell Robinson.
Nope. Mikal Bridges. That motherfucker be hot. And Jalen Brunson like, man, fuck you, it's my team. He won't get the ball again. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'll be like, man, I know we boys, we went to college together, but this is some bullshit.
Yeah, Bridges making some plays too, man. He's making some plays.
He kept like, that's what I don't understand. They do that to him every fucking time when he gets hot. But he be like, nah, dog, you getting too much glory. This is my team. Let me go over here and get my points. I'm like, damn, at least give him a chance. Oh, I'm fucking bail out. I would throw it at Bridges. Okay, I'll hit this bucket in the paint. Bam. I'm like, I just don't understand. That would be the most frustrating thing for me as a player. I done kept us in the fucking game. I'm 7 for 8. I'm cooking. And you the motherfuckers don't go to me? I be hot, boy.
And I hate to bring this up again. Well, not again, but with Brunson, it's so many things tied back to the Mavericks. You have one of your guys who is now in New Jersey, and now he's thriving and doing his thing, and could possibly moving on to the next round and seeing him thrive and everything. And as the Mavericks fan, I know you've kind of healed from that and seeing another one of your guys thriving somewhere else, but it's like, dang, you had the catastrophic thing with Luka, but then even before that, you had Jalen Brunson, and decided to go in another direction, and he's thriving in New York, and it's like, dang, it's one punch after another. Yeah. Seeing previous guys that wore your jersey thriving and being successful in other cities.
And then Nico's going to trade the number 1 pick, and then it's just the whole place is going to get set on fire.
He traded that number 1 pick. I'm going to put you like this. If he trades that number 1 pick for anything other than Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Viva Las Vegas.
They're going to ride at dawn.
No, Viva Las Vegas, man. They're going to be like the Colts back in the day. They're just going to up and move in the middle of the night and just show up in Las Vegas one day and be like, hey, we're the Vegas Mavericks now.
It's going to be folks. It's going to be some smoke in the city.
The Timberwolves also went up 3-1 on the Warriors last night. Game 4. That was a back and forth affair. I watched about the first quarter and then was like, good night. But I went back and watched a lot of it this morning. Timberwolves just pulled away in the third and really never looked back.
Yeah.
And you could tell that the Warriors are doing everything they can without Steph Curry on the floor, but it's just a different team without Steph Curry on the floor.
Yeah, because, Steph is the engine. He's the Ferrari that brings everybody along with him. His energy, the way he can move around the court. And, even though Jimmy Butler, that's not Jimmy's game. They try to push the tempo, and Jimmy was like, "What the fuck y'all doing? If we don't do this all the time like that." He just looks so out of place because he's more of a control player. Even though it doesn't look control with Steph, it's control chaos with Steph. They have it, and Jimmy I can slip here because Jimmy is such a smart player. He can read defenses and slip and cut and post up. But when there's no Steph to open up lanes and everybody's like packing the paint, like, go ahead, you want to shoot that shit? Go ahead. He didn't look comfortable, and it was just weird how when you got you think about this, usually it's a big that's in that position where they make everybody else better. But you got to think about the way Steph moves and his ability to shoot from anywhere and putting people on notice. It opens up so many lanes for so many people. Without him, do we need to say it? 1, 2, 3.
It's tough. Now you go from this possibly being a competitive series and seeing how many games it could go to, well, dang, how many games it's going to take for Minnesota to put these boys out of their misery? Because they put up a fight, but you don't have enough. You don't have enough weapons. You don't have the weapon on the floor to kind of put everybody else in their natural place. And Steph controls so much. And he opens up the floor so much for everybody else that when he's not on the floor, you see how much. Because what was that? Was it game 4? Was it game 3? They went made 2 threes in the first half.
No, actually, it was game 3. It's the first time in 18 years the Warriors haven't made a 3.
That's what it was.
In the first half of a playoff game. You have to go back to 2007. Yes. The first round against Dallas.
I was still in the league.
Right. Robert Horry was still playing well before the Steph Curry era the last time it happened. Didn't make a 3 in the first half.
That's crazy. To see that impact, that's crazy.
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, let's give credit to Julius Randle. He's fucking kicking their ass.
Yeah, he is.
Big time.
He kicked the Lakers' ass. Now he's kicking the Warriors' ass. That's the one thing. He goes in there, and you talk about bully ball. I love it when Draymond gets on him to see, okay, let's see if you bully this dude. This dude is a different type of beast, man. He's got where he can knock down that 3 ball with a consistent basis. He going to beat you up with that right to get to that left, but sheesh. Julius Randle's freaking kicking ass.
Yeah, he is. And Anthony Edwards, they haven't had much of an answer for him either. He's been just kind of doing whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah. I think Anthony Edwards went back to he went back to the period where he's just not shooting jumpers now. You think about the last game against the Lakers, the first 2 games against the Warriors, he was shooting jumpers, but now he's going back to the hole, which is who you are and the reason you got to the Western Conference Finals last year, but you get in the Western Conference Finals last year, you'll become a jump shooter. Yep. No, stick to what works and what scares people.
Yeah. And he's doing it big time. Let's see. 2 more series to get to, and then we're going to get to a couple more things. Our game this week, by the way, is called It's a Conspiracy, Man. So we're going to play a conspiracy game this week in honor of the Mavericks getting the number 1 pick in the draft lottery. And put your hand up if you saw the Pacers rolling the Cavs the way they are, because holy cow.
I had Cavs winning the whole damn thing.
Well, and now here's the thing. Cleveland has obviously got injury problems. I mean, it's very clear that this isn't just all on Indiana, but when Indiana's doing exactly what they need to do, exactly when they need to do it. Tyrese Halliburton, since being voted the most overrated player in the league by his fellow NBA peers, 7-2 in the postseason. So yeah, there you go. Go ahead, tell the man he's overrated. Watch him just break off a run like
So
this.
how about this? What if you get the Pacers and the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA Finals? Hey,
It's going to be the battle of who gives a shit.
Hey,
not that I don't care, but man, those markets are not. Oh.
You talking about conspiracy? Right now, it's going to be the Knicks versus the Nuggets. I mean, OKC. Because if you get someone else in the finals, oh my goodness. David Stern going to be like, hey, I'm coming back.
No. Hold on. Wait. You could do
Minnesota, I think, would.
You could do Knicks in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think Minnesota would pull.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do Knicks in Minnesota. You don't think so?
Rob's not buying it. He's just ripping you down, man.
You don't think you could do the New York Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA Finals?
You can't do the Pacers. I'm just saying the Pacers cannot get the finals.
Look,
I ain't say the Pacers.
I think you're going to get a Knicks-Pacers Eastern Conference Finals. I think it's as pretty clear as
that's one thing.
So that's going to be a whole nother.
I'm saying you got to be the Knicks. That's what I'm saying. But in the West, Minnesota.
Well, I mean,
it's a lot of storyline. Hey, but how good
who else would
it be,
you
though?
want? I guess OKC being the best team.
It's going to be good, though. Minnesota traded Cat to New York. And that's going to be, it's a storyline with that. Yeah, I see the storyline now that you made me see and think about it.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
It's a great storyline. You know, who's going to be mad, a Cat or Randall?
I just think my thing is I want to see Ant-Man on the final stage. You see what I'm saying? I want to see him on that stage.
I don't get, I always laugh when people say, oh, I want to get this person here, there. I don't give a shit about that. Earn your shit, not just because you had the popularity to get there.
No. But my thing is, I think he will earn it. I think if they continue to play well and they can finish off Golden State and whoever they meet in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, like I said, I want to see his competitive nature. Obviously, him being there means he earned it. What I'm saying is I want to see his level of play and his level of competitiveness on a final stage. Now, I will say this. He hasn't played the way that you want him to play this series because he ain't really looked the greatest.
Thanks, Julius. As I said, Mr. Randall.
Yeah, he hadn't looked the greatest. So I mean, obviously his teammates are really playing well, but I guess it's a level of Atlanta biased in a sense that just want to see a guy like that and his skill set.
Hey, I wasn't gonna go there, but that's the only reason you want to see him in the finals because he's a homeboy.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. No, I mean, yes, we'd like to see a homeboy in the finals, but I think that I think he deserves a chance to showcase who he is and what he's been able to do on the big stage. I do.
I think the 82 games where it's not like the NBA is back in the day. They covered 24/7. He played in the Olympics, so we know what he can do.
I know, but I'm with Harp. I would like to see him get a shot at the NBA Finals. I really would. And I think Minnesota's a good team. I think Minnesota can draw. I think they've got a good enough team with big names and big pieces that I don't think that's a wash to have them in there. I really don't.
I think Ant-Man and his antics alone is enough for people to watch.
Who would you rather have then? Who would you rather have? OKC?
You want the Nuggets.
To be honest with you, I'd rather have.
You think Oklahoma City's going to draw more than the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Oklahoma would draw way more than Minnesota Timberwolves.
How?
Because you got to understand, because you got the MVP of the league on the team, SGA. Who got more commercials?
Come on. What are we doing? This is the argument now? Who's got more commercials?
No, I'll tell you who's a better personality.
More popularity. That's all I'm saying.
I'll tell you who's a better personality.
Oh, Ant-Man.
Exactly.
Yeah. But but then again, I'm gonna hit you what you said the other day.
What's that?
We're not gonna talk because you forget when you get to the NBA Finals, you know how much shit come up that ain't about the court?
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right. No, I'm not saying you're not making fair points. I get you, but I think you're wrong. I do think Minnesota would draw. Everybody
going to draw. It's going to draw for the first two games, and after that, they can be like, okay.
I don't know. Knicks and Timberwolves, I think, could be a good fist fight for the NBA Finals. I really believe that.
Yeah.
All right, well. Speaking of OKC and Denver, that's tied. Joker struggled. He has struggled in this one, man.
You know why? Because he's decided to shoot a bunch of fucking threes.
Ding,
I
ding,
think
ding.
he's 2 for 22 or some shit like that
It's
from
ugly.
three.
It is ugly.
Yeah,
Game 2, 6 for 16 from the field. Game 3, 8 for 25 from the field. Game 4, 7 of 22 from the field, shooting 33% over the last 3 games of the series. Unlike him. But I think you're right. I think he's not playing his game. He's deciding to play their game. He's deciding to back out and shoot more.
You know, and it's weird when I see him bring the ball up, he's bringing it up a lot more than I think he should. You got Westbrook you can use, you got Murray, it's just like I put him in a situation like with LeBron. Just do it in the fourth quarter, dude. Save it for the second half. Don't expend all that energy, man. It's just too much energy.
Yeah, that's he needs to get back to playing his game, and that his game is not consistently trying to shoot threes. Can he knock them down? Yes, within the flow of the offense and every now and then. But you need to get back to getting your back to the basket and getting these easy buckets in the paint. And allowing the defense to collapse so that you can kick the ball out to your shooters. And you stop resorting to shooting jump shots and shooting threes. But that's a heck of a series right there.
Tied up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man.
It go either way.
Game 4 was ugly, though.
Yeah. But you know what's weird? We talking about Jokic not playing that well. SGA ain't playing that well either.
No, he really isn't. And that was kind of what I was going to say. They only put up 25 points in the first quarter of Game 4. End of the first quarter, the score was 17-8. I had to look at that like 3 times. I was like, that can't be right. I turned it on. It was 17-8. I went, no, that's not right. I'm like, the clock's, there has been a problem with the clock or score bug isn't right. Something's wrong. No, it was 17-8 at the end of the first quarter. OKC was 6 for 22, 1 from 11 from 3. Denver was 2 of 22 and 0 of 14 from 3 in the first quarter of Game 4. Oh, shit. Nobody could buy a bucket.
It's just so weird. You think about this. You got a guy like Jokic. If you went to him every freaking play on the block down the stretch, you're going to score more than 8 points. You could have went to Aaron Gordon every time. It's like, to me, it goes to when you want to start shooting all these fucking jumpers, man. I'm like, dude, you got fucking people who can score in the paint. Even Jamal Murray can post one of them little fucking guards up. You think he can't post SGA up? Or I'm like, I don't understand these game plans that these coaches have sometimes. It's like, okay, you see a motherfucker can't score? All right, big fella, get your ass on the block. We're just going to we're going to see one go through as a team. Knock it down. Now we got the confidence. We rolling. But no, we're going to stick with that jumper, boy.
Live and die by it. You said it. Live and die by it.
Oh, let me bring up one more thing.
Go ahead. I got a couple more pieces of audio to get to, too, anyway, so go ahead.
I don't know if it was something that we were going to bring up.
What's up?
Can't scave over the new NBA or NBC news that came out the other day.
I didn't put it on the sheet, but I wanted to mention it at least, yeah.
Oh, you didn't hear?
Special commentator?
Your Airness and Black Jesus will be joining as a commentator on NBA on NBC this coming up season.
MJ?
Yeah.
The one and only.
Michael Jordan.
Is he bored?
He must be.
No, but
He's got so many billions of dollars, he doesn't know what to do anymore.
No, but but you know what? The way I think about it, if there was any platform that was going to bring him to a set, it's one that we know him by, and that's NBA on NBC. Like, so anytime you hear that music, you think of MJ. And so he'll be a special contributor. What?
I don't fucking think MJ when that music come on.
Rob took personal offense to that comment.
I think of MJ when I hear that music.
I think of the NBA, not MJ.
I mean, was MJ not the face of the NBA?
Well, yeah, I think of that era of
At the time when that music was, no, he was not. Magic was. It was Magic and Bird. Okay. And Kareem when that music came out. Look at you, young buck. You just showed your age then.
So did Michael not become the guy? And because a lot of people my age, they watched around that time. So a lot of millennials, we watched around that time, and that music is attached to Michael.
That music is attached to the NBA, man.
The NBA is a players' league.
First first of all, listen here, young buck. When
Go
you
ahead, old
back
man.
in the day when you heard that music, you would know that the Celtics are playing the Lakers. And
Okay.
that's how that was one of the first things that they would do to promote the NBA, because the NBA was a fucking dumpster fire until David
right.
Stern did all this. And that music, it had nothing to do with MJ. MJ was still just in college trying to hit a jumper from the corner. And so now that and I get what you're trying to say, the NBA he came fake, but the music was already there. It's not like they had MJ and then they brought the music on top of MJ, and now it's like, oh, this music. So you got to be there and start something for it to be your music.
Okay, cool.
Hey, you don't try to take my records. Give my records back.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Excuse me for allowing my youth to show in this discussion.
Hey, give me my masters back, man. You trying to take my masters.
Excuse me. Yes, look, I get it. Cool. My bad. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you're wrong. All I'm saying is,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, that music makes you think of the best player when you came along and inspired you. MJ inspired you. I get it.
and my thing is, if that was, he could have joined any network, because I'm pretty sure any network knocked at his door, and ESPN would have loved to have him. Somebody else would have loved to have him.
How much money you think? How much money you get?
I don't know, because I don't know how many. When they say contributor, I don't know how many times he'll be on, where he'll be on. I'm pretty sure he'll be at the desk because he won't be on site.
No. No. He's not traveling. B, they don't want
No.
that hassle of having to manage him out at an arena somewhere. No, they don't want that. No. He's going to be a special commenter, so he's going to probably be like an Inside the NBA type thing where he's at the desk.
Oh, so he's not an everyday guy.
No.
No. They're going to bring him in for select series. Yeah, no, he's not going to be there every day. No.
No, you really
Who you think he is?
Jordan?
Who you think he's? Robert Horry? He's not working every day.
life.
What are you talking about, man? Come on.
No life.
James Worthy? Come on now. He ain't
for
working
what it's
every day.
worth,
What are you talking about? Shit.
Like NBC, they building a nice little team because they got Reggie Miller back. They hired Vince Carter.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a
Tarico's
couple
going to
of
be doing
more
the
guys.
play-by-play.
Yeah,
They
like
got a nice little roster of NBA people over there.
Didn't they hire Cheryl Swoops?
they may
Cheryl
have.
I didn't see if Cheryl was part of it. They
But the
rolled
nostalgia.
they rolled all their new hires out this week. Yeah,
They're really playing on the nostalgia of this thing, which they should.
As well they should. Yeah, you do whatever you can do to bring the Round Ball Rock song back from John Tesh.
All I'm gonna say is this: ESPN, ABC, y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble because they losing the baseball rights after this season, right?
Yeah, I think ESPN is. Yeah, ESPN.
And we
This
don't
is their
know
last
what-
season of baseball.
Right, and we don't know what Inside the NBA is going to look like on an ESPN platform.
We do not. And I bet you Barkley going to get his ass fired in like
Law
the first
Crawford.
2 weeks, man. Oh yeah, Crawford. Yeah, they rolled out. They had a bunch of hires this week. They rolled out, or
Like
at least
Tirico?
they're.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Tarico going to be doing the play-by-play, and I like Mike. I like Mike Tirico
Yeah.
a lot. I think he's good. A good dude too. Get him
Yeah,
on
I
the
just
show.
think I salute NBA and what Peacock, NBC, and what
They knew,
Peacock is
but
doing.
they knew they had to do this, right? Like they knew if they were going to do this, they were going to have to go out and get big names.
the
They were
only
gonna
right way
have
to
get
do
the
it.
song back. They were going to have to. They were going to have to try and recapture what they had in the '90s.
They'd be dumb not to.
Yeah, they really would be.
But here's the thing, though. You can hire all these big names that you want, but are they good? You know what I mean?
Well, I think
That's
Reggie.
gonna
I
be
think
the
Reggie's
question.
good. I like Reggie on TNT.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
I
like,
think Reggie
you
does
just
a good
can't.
job.
Yeah, because let's be honest. There's some people they hire. Like, think about it. We don't call no names out. When we listen to the NFL that used to play, you'd be like, why are they using him?
Yeah, no, I get it. There's because he's a name.
You know?
Yeah, because he's a
So,
name. Yeah,
right.
I get you. You
Like,
don't have,
when they got
you don't
Romo,
have to say
I'm like,
Tom
fuck,
Brady,
I
but
love
I know who you
Romo.
mean. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no. Look, and I think too. Here's my question about Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a cool addition. What mic are you going to get? Are you going to get TV Mike, where he's kind of polished up and he's clean, or are you going to get a little bit of like off the cuff, behind the scenes Mike? Like, are you going to get the Nick Saban on game day version of Michael Jordan, where Nick Saban doesn't give a shit? He says whatever he wants. He cusses. He does not care. Are you going to get a little bit of that, Jordan? Because if you get polished, clean, professional Jordan, it's boring as hell. It's
I'm
Tom
gonna say
Brady.
you get both.
It's
I'm gonna
boring.
say you get both.
Yeah. No, I
think-
need more off the cuff. I need more Last Dance Jordan. You know what I mean?
if the players nowadays always talk about how critical players are that do the commentating. I think if he comes on and he's critical of a player will be like, fuck, I need to check myself in, because this is MJ that took the time. I said, yo, this motherfucker's shooting too many threes. He need to get to the rack. Or this motherfucker's shooting, he ain't passing the ball enough. Whatever it may be, they gonna listen. So that's the one thing I want to see. We always talk about the impact and influence players can make. I want to see if this player, meaning MJ, can make an impact on the game from a commentating aspect, because he's one of the only ones that can say something about a game and how it's changed for the better or the worse, that people are going to be like, E.F. Hutton? I'm going to listen.
Yeah, I think and it's so many things that you can kind of speculate with MJ coming on board with NBC, because now you're wondering, well, dang, what will players think? How will they take a lot of his, some of his criticism or what he says about this person's game or this person's game? Because we've never heard him on any of these platforms. We've never heard him at any point in time other than in 2020 when he did
Last Dance.
Last Dance. That's the only time. But so I think this whole thing is so fascinating.
But he did the entirety of Last Dance with a drink in his hand or on the table next to him. So
yeah, they won't allow that at NBC.
Let him go, man. Cut him loose. If you're gonna pay for it, cut him loose, man.
You gonna put the cigar in his mouth?
Let him cut loose. Let him do it in his living room. I'm down. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Hey, you know what they need to do? While they have him, they need to see if they can do some form of a miniature podcast where you allow him to do some of those things and you have somebody with him.
That smells like work. He ain't gonna do that.
Maybe. My bad.
You trying to make him do too much. You're like,
my bad. My fault.
He's gonna show up for one series a month, and they're gonna be lucky to have him. And his eyes gonna be red.
My bad. Maybe look, I put the cart before the horse. My bad. My fault.
Hey, you trying he got time for that shit. He got cars he got to go check on. He got horses he got to go check on.
Yeah, he's got sleep to get to. I mean, come on now, man.
My bad. My fault.
He got something to do.
Hey, let him deal with NBC first. And then
that was a little kid, and you coming out like, I want more Mike.
We never thought we would see something like this.
No, it's look. I like that they did it, and who knows what they paid him? Who knows what version of him you'll get? But his name alone will draw people to the broadcast, and then whether or not they stick around, we'll see.
Here's the whole thing. I just hope the bug gets him, so he wants to do more of it. Because sometimes you step away from the game because you're like, oh, I'm tired of the game. But once it hits you, you realize how much you love the game and being around it. I hope the bug just bites him and he's there and like, oh, I want to do more because I missed this. I realize how much of an impact this made on my life and how much of an impact I made on other people's lives. So I just hope he sticks around and do more.
Hey, I'm gonna tell the people on this set, you better make sure you have some Visine, some eye drops.
Keep them eyes clean.
Yeah. Mike don't need to be coming on that set with red eyes. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I'll move on from there. I don't know if you want to talk about this. I pulled the audio. Did you want to talk about the Draymond Green angry black man thing?
No.
I mean, he
does this once a year. So
it's been kind of run over a lot by now, and everybody's kind of waited on the debate. You play how you play, and it kind of creates a little bit of an image of you. It has nothing to do with the angry black man thing. It just stop punching people in the neck, and maybe you won't have that reputation.
Yeah, I don't like him. All I'll say about it is this: I don't like him associating the way that he plays with the stigma of an angry black man.
I agree.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I agree with
because
you.
what you're trying to find is some form
trying to be a victim.
Yeah, you're trying to find some form of an out.
Yeah.
And the only thing we're trying to do is the concept of the angry black man is so much more than what you do in a profession. That's other stuff. We're talking about you not kneeing somebody in the throat.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about you not slapping somebody upside the head and trying to make it look like an accident or kicking somebody in the face like this is a natural shooting form. That's the only thing we're asking you to do. So trying to attach your unnecessary play and antics to the stigma of the angry black man, bro, that's disservice to other black men out here. Like, you can't control yourself. Bro, control yourself. That's all we're asking you to do. We're not saying don't play hard. Just control yourself.
Yeah. Just don't choke people. That's all. I don't think
God
there's too much.
forbid.
I don't think it's too much to ask in a professional setting. Don't choke people. All right, may I ask you this question? Then we're gonna do Big Shot of the Week, and then we're gonna play It's a Conspiracy, Man. Is the Austin Reaves era going to end in LA? Do you think Austin AR is going to re-sign? And this is why I ask. So he's eligible now for a max offer of $82.9 million over 4 years. That's $20.8 a year under the current CBA. If he goes out and he tests free agency, he could get up to $42.5 million a season. So with the Lakers looking to kind of add bigs and restructure and kind of figure some stuff out, do you think that they just keep him out as a trade piece now and they're going to try and see if they can get something back for him? Or do you think that there's a chance they re-sign him and pay him like that?
You know what? It's going to be really dependent on what LeBron does, I think. You know, is he going to sign 1 year deal, 2 year deal, 3 year deal? And also if, you know, who knows? You know, the Giannis floating around out there. But if you want something and people know what you want, the Lakers, they weren't shy about it. They said, we need a big. The only thing you have of value over there is AR. So you're going to have to come up off that. You know, it's going to be really hard to talk someone into Rui because Rui's not, you know, even though Rui's a really good player, and he played better than everybody on that team in these last couple of series. But it's just something about having a really good white boy on your team. It makes it very intriguing. So I just think that that's going to be the part where he is the carrot in front of the cart right now. So I think.
Yeah. Okay. Harp, do you want him back?
I would love to have AR
But
back.
if you got to pay him $21 million a year, do you want him at $21 million a year?
You said he's making what right now?
Oh, I don't know what he's making right now. I just know he's eligible for his max offer.
He's eligible for a huge bump.
Yeah.
You said what, 40 some odd million a year?
That's what he could
24.
command if he re-signs with the Lakers, 4 years, 82.9. He could get about $20.8 million a year. If he goes to free agency, he could command a max contract up to 42 a year, which I think is insanity.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's going to pay him 42.
I don't think I love AR, but I don't think he's worth $42 million a year. But at the same time,
worth 21.
Hey, unless he picks it up defensively, nah.
21 maybe.
That's
20
still
is
a big
average
number.
around the league.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
that's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
20 is average. God bless, man.
Yeah, I think he could. Yeah, 20.
You played in the
sure.
wrong
Yeah.
era.
Oh, you tell
You
it.
played in the wrong era of the NBA, man.
Hey, I'm looking for the Flash to go back in time.
Yeah,
and
for real, dude, man.
Bring
Come
young
on.
Rob to this day and era.
Yeah, get that big shot fella out here in this nonsense. Come on. Come on. All right,
Yeah,
let's do
20 a year, I would do it
Okay.
to bring it back. But if he can get 40 some odd million on that market, hey, bro, God bless.
I also have a feling that I think you're right, Rob. I think he's the carrot right now, right? Like if you're going to have any kind of significance in a trade, it's probably going to include AR. It just is what it is.
AR, a pick, and you know,
Yeah, and yeah, like he's a West
And Rui.
Side Connect or Rui or
Yeah.
Vando or somebody.
yeah.
All right, let's do Big Shot of the Week, and then we're going to play It's a Conspiracy, Man. Big Shot of the Week is going to go to a 6-year-old Anatolian Pyrenees, which is a dog, named Buford.
Buford.
And here's why. The 2-year-old son of Buford's owner, who was a boy named Bowden Dunton, wandered off his family's home when his father was working on the roof and his mom was tending to the 1-year-old, and the kid wandered off and got lost. And the dog tracked him down, found him about 7 miles away, and helped him get home. Helped him get most of the way home. Got him to a neighbor's property where the kid fell asleep under a tree. Dog ran home, got the parents. They found the kid. Kid's okay. Kid's totally fine. More than 40 rescuers and Department of Public Safety helicopters were looking for him. 16 hours he was gone. But they got him 7 miles from the house. The dog got him back home. So just big shot of the week to the puppy. And the dad
Wait, how old is the kid?
The kid's 2. 2-year-old kid.
They found a 2-year-old 7 miles away.
That's what I was about to say.
I think he got lost and just kept walking, thinking he was going home, and he just
A
wandered off.
2-year-old?
Yeah, he just wandered.
And
his
nobody
ass
saw
off.
the 2-year-old on the street by his damn self.
Well, you're talking farm country out here, man. He
Oh,
could
that's
have
farm
walked.
country.
He could have walked 7 miles to the neighbor's house. You know what I mean? Like it's just who the hell knows. But yeah, they got him about 7 miles from the house, but the dog found him. Dog found him. The dad said,
two-year-old?
"God sent this dog to rescue my son." I think that's pretty dope.
Hey, let me just say this.
Big shot to the dog.
CPT better be over there. Child Protective Service better be over there right now saying, hey, how you gonna let your
2-year-old walk 7 miles,
with
man?
nobody watching him?
Fucking Paul Pierce can't walk 7 miles. You let the 2-year-old go out there and walk 7 miles? Come on, man.
Hey, let me be honest with you about something.
Did
Because
the 2-year-old bet on the Celtics?
Right. The farm country, at night ain't no lights.
Okay.
Oh, no, it ain't.
So my thing is, I don't know what time of day this is. You talking about 7 miles? It can go from, depending on type of day, it can go from day to night at any point in time. So that's another crazy fact. Like, there's all kind of stuff out there in farm country.
Oh, God.
Snakes.
Coyotes. all that.
Everywhere, yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
Oh, 7 miles, a 2-year-old?
Yeah, dog found him, though. Dog caught him. So, big shot to
I'm just shocked. Shit. I think about it, as a 12-year-old or 13-year-old, you didn't want to ride your bike 7 miles. Shit, back in the day.
Oh, my God.
Like,
No, I'd ride my bike 1 or 2 miles and be like, this is as far as I'm willing to go. That's it, man.
Hey, has a dog ever won like a major award, like a Nobel Peace Prize or
Dog deserves
anything
one.
of that such?
Ooh, Lassie.
Yeah, he's a modern day
Bro,
Lassie.
do you know
There you go.
how amazing that is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty incredible.
Hey, that dog would have had a big ass steak
Oh, yeah.
for dinner.
A dog better just sit there every night at dinner and be like, come on, bring it down. I'm not going to beg for food no more. All right, let's conspiracize here. Oh,
I love that music.
it's the X-Files theme. Great show. This week's game's called It's a Conspiracy, Man. In honor of the Mavericks getting the #1 pick in the draft lottery and everybody screaming it's a conspiracy, we're going to have some conspiracy-related questions to see what you guys know. We'll start with Robert Ory. And it's a typical game format here. If you don't know it, the other guy could steal it. We'll see how we do. Robert Ory, it's a conspiracy, man. Who really shot JFK? There have been hundreds of specials and films made about it, but none greater than the movie itself, JFK. Starring what Hollywood icon? Who starred in the movie JFK?
God, it's the dude from. God, what's his name from Yellowstone?
Oh, he knows it.
Kevin Costner.
There it is. Very nice. Good job. Kevin Costner in JFK. Back and to the left. It's a good movie. I almost asked you who directed it, but I don't think either of you guys would have known.
Oh,
that.
shit.
I had to
You
Google
know,
Probably
that.
wouldn't. I don't think I would have got Kevin Costner.
Spike Lee?
Spike Lee.
Do the JFK thing? No, that's not what this movie was about. No, it was,
that was-
Oliver Stone. I don't know if anyone would have pulled that.
Nope.
All right, Harper. After his death in 1966, what legendary filmmaker and businessman was rumored to have his body frozen in hopes that one day he could be brought back to life? This is a huge conspiracy theory.
I think I've heard this conspiracy theory before.
Yeah.
1966.
He passed away in 1966. And the rumor was his body was frozen, namely his head. It's what spawned the whole joke in Futurama where everybody's head is in a little jar.
Yeah. I just can't think of his name.
Okay. You will when Rob
Rob
tells you, yeah.
I think, ain't it Walt Disney?
It is Walt Disney. It is Walt Disney's frozen head. Yeah. And then the standing conspiracy theory, by the way, one of the more crazy ones I've ever heard in my life, is that his frozen body is buried somewhere either under Cinderella's castle or under the Pirates of the Caribbean. Those are the weirdest, just the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
it's not, by the way, untrue. Walt Disney was buried. All right, Robert Ory. The Egyptians and the Babylonians believed it, and now NBA stars even believe it. What wild conspiracy about our planet still enrages astronomers to this day?
Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat, Kyrie Irving. Thank you very much for bringing that up for everybody again. All right, Brandon Harper. Even though we see them every day, and they're pretty much everywhere, there is a widespread conspiracy theory that birds are actually what? That birds are not real, but they're actually what?
Aliens?
No. Rob, do you know the conspiracy theory? What are birds?
Dinosaurs? I don't
What
know.
is it?
Dinosaurs?
No. That they're drones. There's a conspiracy theory that birds are drones
I ain't never heard that before.
spying on everybody on the planet.
So you trying to say we eat drones on Thanksgiving?
Now, look, man, Google it. Birds ain't real. Google it. I'm telling you, man, you're going to
Well,
see a gajillion
look,
things on how birds are not real. Not all birds.
Put a little Texas Peter, Louisiana on that drone. It's cooked well enough. It's good.
Hey, let's slap your mama.
Yeah, man, come on. A little side of
With
mashed
a biscuit
potatoes.
and a side of and macaroni and cheese.
Come on,
Oh yeah.
now. Come on.
Heck of a drone, boy.
That's a
Hey,
heck of a
so we
drone.
gonna change that to drone flu instead of bird flu?
Yeah, that's right. That's damn right. I got the drone flu. Yeah. All right, Rob. One of the most popular conspiracy theories of all time is that the moon landing was faked in 1969. So much, so that it spawned a 1977 film called Capricorn 1. It was a story about a crew that was headed to Mars, but they had to scrap the launch, so they decided to fake it in order to save face. The movie was very popular, very famous, and it starred what then great but now disgraced NFL legend?
O.J. Simpson?
O.J. Simpson. That's absolutely right.
Really?
O.J. Simpson starred a movie called Capricorn 1 where they had to fake a Mars landing because everybody in the world believed that the moon landing was fake.
It's no surprise that Rob is doing good at this game.
Hey, that was it. Hey, I wouldn't have got him. I was about to say, what's the guy from the running back from the Browns?
Oh, Jim
What's his
Brown.
name?
Oh, Jim Brown.
I was about to say Jim Brown, but when you said disgrace, I was
Yeah.
flipped over to O.J.
Jim Brown's best role, Mars Attacks, where he played the retired boxer and had to fight a bunch of aliens. All right, Harper. A few years back, a bunch of nut jobs tried to storm the gates of Area 51, a secret government facility rumored to be housing the aliens that crashed to Earth in 1949 in what New Mexico town? Where did the aliens crash?
God, I know this. Damn it.
It's in New
is
Mexico.
that Albuquerque?
No, it's not in Albuquerque.
Dang.
Rob is
God, dang it. I can't.
Rob's
Dang it.
trying to smack it out of his brain. I don't know if that's
You
going to
said
work.
New Mexico?
Yeah, it's in New Mexico.
Roswell.
There it is, Roswell, New Mexico. Very good. Very good. Roswell, New Mexico. What are you throwing your hands up for? That's a very
The only
well-known
Roswell I
fact.
know is here in north of Atlanta.
Yeah,
That's
North
it.
Georgia. Yeah, no, it ain't
Yeah.
Roswell, North Georgia. No.
That's the only Roswell I
That's
know.
where the Botox
Hey, I
crashed.
thought you only know Roslyn.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah. Roslyn. All right, Robert Ory. Two more to go here. While Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster are two of the most theorized creatures never to be seen, there's also a wild conspiracy theory that one lives in the great state of New Jersey, in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. What is that creature that is still hunted to this day by crazy
In New
conspiracy
Jersey?
theorists in New Jersey?
So you're not saying it's Bigfoot, right?
No, it's not Bigfoot.
So,
And it's not the Loch
It's
Ness
the-
Monster. It's got its own little crazy following.
shit, I was about to say the Mexican thing, the chupacabra.
Chupacabra? No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not the chupacabra. No, it's not. Harper?
New Jersey?
Yeah.
It certainly ain't the Kraken, is it?
No, it's not the Kraken.
Oh.
The Kraken in New Jersey? No, it's not the Kraken. The Kraken of New Jersey.
Hey, that's a
Hey, what are you fucking doing over here? Hey, what are you going on? Hey, what are you fucking doing?
Hey, I'm
Try
just
ready to
naming
calm
all
the fuck
type of-
down, all right? Would you calm the fuck down, all right?
I'm just naming mythical creatures.
The Kraken of New Jersey is this week's show title. Oh my God. All right, no, it's the Jersey Devil. They named the hockey team after him, too.
Oh,
the Jersey Devil. The
Jersey.
Jersey Devil lives in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. It's
Really?
no, it's a famous thing. They named a hockey team after him, for God's
I didn't know that's how the hockey
I did
team
not
name
know that
came about.
either.
All right, well, I'm the only white guy on the show, so I'm the only one that knows about hockey.
Yeah, but you're the only one up
You're
there.
the East Coast guy.
I'm also the East Coast guy. I am. You can call me from now on the Kraken of New Jersey. All right, look up and you'll see it, Brandon Harper. Is it a spaceship? Is it hollow? Is it even real? Halle Berry was even in a movie about it. What skybound mainstay is said to be fake? They made a movie about how.
Was this Independence Day? The movie
No, it wasn't
series?
Independence Day. Something in
Halle
the
Berry wasn't
sky that's
Independence Day.
fake.
No, that's what's her name that was in Independence Day?
That's Vivica A. Fox.
Vivica Fox.
Yeah, Vivica A. Fox. Another attractive black woman back then.
You say back then. Holy shit. Somewhere Vivica A. Fox is really pissed off. She has no idea why.
She'll be all right. She got more things to worry about than me.
Yeah, she does.
speaking of Halle Berry, Mother's Day in bed with her.
Oh my God, we could talk about
We'll
that.
get to that later.
We'll get to that.
I don't know.
Okay,
This
Rob,
is a
any
bad
ideas?
game.
The moon?
It is the moon. Yeah, the moon. Everybody, there's a huge
Hey, man, you
conspiracy
know what?
theory the moon's fake.
How about we just call this a day?
Well, honestly, you lost me after the Kraken of New Jersey. That was kind of.
How about we call this one a day?
That's sort of where it ended.
How
for
is
me.
something that the moon?
Yeah, the moon's fake. Yeah, the moon's fake. Yeah, and the Kraken lives in New Jersey. Did you want to talk about Halle Berry real quick? My goodness.
Look, man.
Look, God bless her boyfriend.
Okay.
Because he was just kind of laying there, and she's trying to do, and I didn't know this. So in the little video that Halle Berry put out, her and her boyfriend are, I guess they're like naked in bed, ready to get down. And she decides this is a good time to film a quick Instagram ad for my lube. She owns that lube that she was promoting in the video because she's holding it up and talking about it. And I'm like, it got some attention, that's for sure.
Got a lot of attention.
Got a lot of attention, but there's a lot of people that are a little bit kind of sideways about like shows poor taste. Like, like that's where you're gonna do this thing? Okay.
Wait, I think she could have scripted a little better because her man looked like he was like,
Yeah,
what do I say?
Like I thought we were about to go, and now you're doing an Instagram video. Okay.
He was definitely just waiting for her to put that phone down.
Yeah, he was like, "What are we doing?"
Because he even said that.
What are we? Yeah, he's like, "I can't believe this is happening right now. What are we doing?"
Right. He said, really, I'm just waiting for you to get off this phone.
He just looked at her and he said,
"What's up, motherfuckers?"
like, let's go.
That is not how I expected to end Mother's Day. With
No,
Halle
not at
Berry
all.
and her dude.
Like about to throw
in bed.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's do a quick Instagram ad for my lube. Okay, sure.
Interesting.
Happy Mother's Day? Question mark.